Good morning. It's Monday, September 24th. On a big news day, we want to point out how good a job we think the Boston Globe did with their two articles over the weekend on moisture retention in scallops and selling seafood for false net weights. In the past, we've been very critical of how the media has approached the problem of seafood fraud. For example, we thought it was quite silly for the Globe to do an expose of a restaurant that was selling sablefish and calling it black cod. Oftentimes, the FDA is very strict about these names, but in the chef and food service world, there's more leeway. Now, since then, we've urged the Globe, and other people in the industry have urged the Globe to focus on what are the real problems in terms of seafood fraud. And those problems, in short, are adulteration and short weight. In the scallop article, the Globe did a good job looking at how the proliferation of so-called natural additives are leading to very high moisture content scallops that both avoid showing off any chemical substances in tests, and which can be labeled natural even though they have a higher moisture content than any scallop ordinarily would. Some of the moisture content they reported were as high as 85–86%, whereas in Canada, for example, it's illegal to sell a scallop with over 81% moisture. The other companion article was on frozen fish weight, and what they found were quite a number of violations, particularly on species like squid and mackerel. What likely happened is underweight squid sold at 70–80% net weight is an endemic problem coming from China and other places. And what's likely happened here is the packer bought this squid and then repacked it into these 3 and 5 pound retail bags, and naturally when they were tested they were far short. 3 companies were singled out by the Globe in their article on frozen fish weights, and one of them, Highliner Seafoods, had 100% net weight on all its products tested. Eastern Fisheries fell short on a couple of products, primarily a Chinese bay scallop product, and this other company in Rhode Island seemed to have consistent problems with its squid and mackerel weights. This type of attention to net weight and to adulteration, and is bringing it to the attention of retailers like Walmart and Trader Joe's and others, is very healthy for the seafood industry because it helps create a level playing field, which is what all the major industry players want. We think that selling abused net weight is fraud, and that adulterating seafood beyond its requirements for good processing and not labeling the additives is also fraud. So in this case, we think the Globe hit the nail on the head, and they are to be commended. In Lexington, Mass., this is John Sackton.